Recording is on.
And we are live. Welcome everyone to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, his father.
RIP to Rocky Johnson. You will be missed.
We got Xavier.
Happy birthday, Aliyah.
We got Money Mark.
I knew they was going to push back Final Fantasy VII.
We we got Tony.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
And last but not least, we got Ryan.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Uh, it really was a slow week in news, but anybody watch that Smash Direct when they unveiled that last character?
Yes.
I was asleep, nigga.
Yes. And I'm going to jump right into it. I think it's a good thing. I know people are complaining because, for one, it's another Fire Emblem character and it's a sword user. However, look at the logistics.
Yeah.
Look at the logistics. He's not just, or excuse me, because he is also a she, so it's a multi-gender character. Byleth is not just a sword character. That character uses a bow, an axe, and a whip. So they got really interesting mechanics, and I'm actually for that because they were going to put the Fire Emblem Three Houses character in Smash regardless. What makes you think they weren't? They haven't had a new Fire Emblem game in years. Oh, well, not years, but they haven't had one in a while. So that's the newest character that they created. What makes you think that character was not going to be on Smash? Number two, I understand, and I even sympathize with people when they say that, oh, they ended on such a disappointing note. I didn't want to see that, and yada, yada, yada. But no matter how you look at it, when they released that character, it would have just made people upset regardless. So you might as well just end season one, let people just get their feelings hurt for a second, and come out with the fighter pack for season two with absolute fire. Just drop characters that nobody expects and get their hype back up. Because no matter where you put Violet, people weren't going to like it. I don't care what anybody say.
I just laughed. That shit was funny.
Yeah, you got a point, but a lot of people kind of like stayed up for this.
Yeah, but that's their fault. Japan's on a different time zone. Nobody told you to stay up and wait for that. And then when Sakurai even said that this recording was filmed in November 2 months ago, he already has the characters planned. So y'all sat up and watched the old video for real. That's your fault. Nobody told you to sit there and wait on Japan time. Nobody told you that.
Nintendo would be like,
Tell that to the people that watch Wrestle Kingdom.
hey, calm down.
Hey, look, at least you're not. Look, I like Wrestle Kingdom. I'm not disappointed anytime I see them matches, but them trades, the American viewers, they be straining. You know it. You know, Wallace.
Bro,
I've done it before.
what do you think happened as soon as that shit ended? I was dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that does not concern me. You knew that Bailiff or Byleth, however you want to call it, was coming. And if you didn't expect that, I don't know how you didn't, because all the other Fire Emblem characters are on there, and that character is very unique. It uses 3 weapon styles. For every strength that character has, there's a drawback. I don't see the issue with it. We got 6 more characters. There's a chance for my boys to get in there. We just gotta wait.
Yeah, I'm about to say, who do you want in there?
I want Dante from Don't Make Cry. I want Travis Touchdown. I would like to see Cosmos, but Cosmos from Xenosaga probably won't get it because her game remaster was canceled. They ran out of money, so fuck Namco Bandai for that. They ran out of money, and yeah.
Put Chrono in the game.
That's what I've been asking for Chrono for like a minute. Even though he is a sword character, I've been asking for Chrono a minute. But I mean, I can't complain because I got Cloud, and I wasn't even expecting that.
I don't care what nobody say. That would always be a questionable choice for me. Out of all the Final Fantasy characters you could have ever used, you picked the one that's not even been in a Nintendo fucking console.
Hey,
don't A me.
You're right. You're right. You're right, but I don't care.
Of course you don't care.
I mean, but I don't know. Look, Mark, you're right that that anybody should have expected
They say he has trouble
a
joining.
Fire Emblem character.
I guess he got kicked out.
Who?
Xavier. Are you able to add people back in?
You should. I didn't kick no one out.
Yeah, he asked me, was the room down? Like, no. Oh, there
you go.
Okay.
I was like, I ain't kick nobody out.
Yeah, but that's my thing about it. Like, I understand that people are upset, but it is what it is. We got the character, now we can move on, get him out the way. He's gone. Okay, you don't have to play as him. It doesn't matter. Let's just wait on the remaining 6 characters that have already been chosen. I just hope I get at least one of the people I'm looking for, and that's it. Like, the people who are mad about it, okay, so what? You're probably mad at another sword character because you probably have trouble beating one, or many people use sword characters. Whoever knows, just get over it right now. We're not worried about that character.
Ooh, they're gonna come at you.
Yeah, they can come at me, but it's for the simple fact of you can complain about a sword character, but you better put some fucking respect on Fire Emblem's name, because Fire Emblem have been making really great games for a long time, and they didn't even get that much recognition until Three Houses, and they still got swept under the rug. So I don't care. Keep promoting that game. It doesn't matter. It's going to be in there. I don't give a damn.
What are you talking about?
The Smash character release.
Haha. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
I still laughed.
Yeah, I mean, like, but I expected it. It is what it is.
What, are we having a Goku type of thing going on like they did with Fighters in Smash or something?
No. It's just another Fire Emblem character got released.
It's been like that.
Okay, so a Goku thing. Got you.
What do you mean by Goku thing exactly?
Where most of the DLC characters.
You know
have
how
some...
Dragon Ball FiGhters got a bunch of Goku.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, but I can't compare the Fire Emblem because they're different people.
Yeah, well, yes and no, because Fire Emblem, the aesthetic is what people have a problem with. It's just another fucking sword character from Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I mean,
probably gonna have the same recycled ass.
We got that's very true, but it's not like we got a whole bunch of Lucinas that got released.
I mean, Lucina's technically just another Marth.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So at least we didn't get that. We got new characters. They just got 2 genders now.
I mean, you ask, depending on who you ask, they got tired of Goku. I mean, because there's already like 2 Gokus in the game. Some people don't count Black. I'm talking about 2 in the base. I don't remember. Wasn't it just Super? I don't remember.
It's Super, regular, Black. It's all of those.
I mean, Daddy 2 at the beginning.
Kid Goku.
Kid Goku. Vegito. Goku. Need I go on? Cell.
Vegeta Goku.
He said Cell.
Because Cell has his DNA.
Yeah.
Fuse Zamasu. There's a lot of fucking Gokus in that game.
I was about to say, baby, go on.
Technically Gohan, because that's DNA.
Teen and adult.
I was like, God damn. I'm hoping for a Yajirobe.
Gotenks too.
Yeah.
Need I go on?
Why you had to put Bardock in there? He to start.
Yeah, that's why I said Daddy Goku.
Yeah.
That's why I said.
Yeah, I think somebody got mad.
All voiced by the same Japanese lady too. That's the funny part.
I think somebody made a little thing. They took Tien, erased his third eye, and put Goku head on it. And he's like, "Yep, fucking Goku."
But no, I can't put Fire Emblem on that same level. Like they have the same aesthetic and they're from the same series, but that all the games are different. Especially especially characters like Corrin and Robin. They're very different from the traditional Fire Emblem characters.
I don't know what to tell you, Mike. I mean, all them Goku's got some type of form of Kamehameha.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for the Fire Emblem releases, they're not the same character. Like, they don't play the same. Like, even though Lucina's a female Marth, she don't play like Marth. Like, it's still different.
Yeah, it's still different, but it's still the same function.
Yeah, and I'm not. But the thing is, I'm not complaining because like he was gonna Bailiff was going to be there regardless. Like it's no mistaking that he was going to be. They were going to be there. They're the new Fire Emblem character. It was a matter of time. Like it's promotion purposes.
Gotta get that money, man.
Yeah, like I understand why. I'm not saying that like I'm 100% for it. I'm just like I'm okay with it. I'm just waiting on the next roster.
Gotcha.
He just out the way.
Yeah.
Right, we can move on.
Yeah, I was about to say we can move on. Other than that, Joker looked great in his MK11 trailer, even though I don't like MK11.
Why you don't like MK11?
It's stiff. It's stiff.
It is stiff. I do agree, but I like it.
That's how I feel about every NRS game. But I'm pretty sure it's today. A lot. I'm not a fan of NRS games because it's stiff.
Yeah, I was just surprised that they got the gameplay from Injustice but made it more smooth. I'm like, oh okay. Like,
made by the same people.
No, I know, but I mean, like, they could have completely changed.
But MK11 MKX wasn't like Injustice 1. So the fact that they went back, they used Injustice 2 as more of a base this time around. Exactly. But they were kind of forced to because they were using custom variations and they took inspiration from the gear system in Injustice 2.
And that's how I was like, oh, they went to that system but improved it, and like he's got like a whole different bag of tricks now. It's the same aesthetic because it's Joker, but
even though for the custom variations they should have just did a whole nother thing instead of using the gear system because it kind of it's not really that intuitive in 11.
Yeah, in the Mortal Kombat, exactly. So
like y'all could have just had them do like the regular 3 variations like they did in MKX because it actually worked. Because otherwise you're just going to have a whole bunch of rules no one's really going to use because they're not tournament legal, which is currently what is happening.
It got banned quicker than Jason did.
Jason got banned? Nah, it was because he was new, right?
Yeah, it was because he was new.
Okay. All right, guys. All right. On to our next topic. I wanted to talk about the Lonnie Love when she was on the rail. She was talking about how, I guess, in her opinion, I know she was like she don't speak for the black community, and then she just spoke for the black community. She was like how black men are the least faithful. When it comes to like every other races, like black men cheat the most or things like that.
Of a race, cause that's not what I hear, and what I heard is I think that was just coming from her experience. Who probably dated most black men, and that's what it looked like to her. If I remember the click, she never really said compared to it, but that's like putting words in somebody's mouth a little bit, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, you can see why people got offended when she said that.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, but everything's open up to it's gonna be interpreted however somebody want to hear it.
Even well, I didn't quote her. Technically, I didn't quote her. I was paraphrasing. So
but you still added your own thing.
While I was doing that, I was trying to look. That's what paraphrasing is. It's just.
Okay.
So anyway, I would like to get your opinion on like what she was talking about on the real.
I'll start. So like the way she worded it, because she said she's not speaking for all, and she said a lot of black men. She never really said all, so she didn't really generalize. But at the very same time, what she said, I didn't even see. The thing is, I don't even think what she said was problematic. I just think the fact that she could say a lot and then at the same time be hugged up with a white dude is kind of concerning to me, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to preface this by saying date whoever you want. I don't care. The majority of black people don't even really care anyway, even though there are those that don't like swirling. That's them. But for the most part, most niggas don't care who you date, right? But if you find yourself in a position where you don't find black men desirable because of a certain reason and you're hugged up with another race, you kind of lost your privileges to talk about black men or black women, what have you. Because I've seen this all over social media where there'll be there'll be black men or black women that be talking about black women are this, black men are that. Y'all ain't shit. All of y'all are so problematic, and be
Mm-hmm.
hugged up with somebody that may potentially call them the N word once they get upset. So by that time, if you get to a point where you don't find your own race desirable to date anymore, you've lost all privileges of talking about us in any way whatsoever. Yes, you're still black at the end of the day. Yes, you're still going to go through the same racism at the end of the day. But you could be down, but you ain't. It's like they say, all skin folk ain't kin folk. You know what I'm saying? You could wear the skin. You could be part of the family, but you're not blood. You know what I'm saying? You're not with us. So
Mm-hmm.
you can take that energy somewhere else. If you want to hug up a white man, you can hug up a white man. You know what I'm saying? If all you want to date is white men so far, you better talk about them white men because that's all you dating. Don't talk about us. You're not dating us, so you can't say shit. Same thing with any other people. Like
You
if
know,
you ain't dating us, what gives you the right to say shit about us? You wasn't there. Okay, my man's playing 2K. Yeah, your white dude playing 2K. I'm playing 2K. We two different people. All right, you go talk about them playing 2K, not me. All right, I'm too busy dating my black women. You can date whoever you want, but don't talk about me if you're not dating me, nigga.
oh, man. Hmm.
Anybody else want to chime in?
Uh, well, here's my thing about it. So people do think that black men cheat a lot. We have a bad stake in it as it is. You know, we're known for not taking care of our kids, and now we're known for just cheating all the time. And I do see where Wallace is coming from. Like, if you don't really date a lot of black men, then you can't really generalize because you don't date that many type of black men. But if you've dated black men before and you got hurt, that's I mean, I'm not saying that's why she with the white dude, but it could be a possibility that she dated a black guy, was hurt, and moved on to a next race to try to just get rid of that. But in my opinion, I feel like even if you say, oh, not all black men, but a lot, you just
Mm-hmm.
really trying to skate that by. But like I said, you can't judge everybody. So that it just comes down to you don't know every single black guy on the planet. You don't know how everyone is. You're just making a generalization. So either way, by making that generalization, it doesn't sit well with me. But
Mm-hmm.
say what you will. But if you don't really know enough to say that. Like I feel like if you make a generalization like that, you gotta really date it like a handful of people or a handful of black men, and not the same type of black men. Just because it's a different name, don't mean it's not the same type of person. Because people think, oh, I dated 12 black men and they wasn't shit, and it's like, okay, where are they from? Oh, they from the hood. Okay, well that's why you got what you got. So making generalizations, period, isn't really the best move to make an opinion like that. So from the jump, I don't really agree, but that's her opinion.
I don't know, 12 dudes. All I'm saying is, might be something wrong with you. Now, I'm just outside of looking in, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like we don't know. Like if
Yeah,
somebody broke her heart and she decided, oh, this person broke my heart, now I'm about to date white. Okay, fine.
do you, boo boo?
Okay,
Yeah, that's only
Well,
you.
okay,
this is what I have to say.
okay.
I don't understand why is it that people suddenly have a problem with her comparing it to slavery when everybody else be comparing every fucking thing else that black people go through to slavery. I don't understand how is it all that other stuff makes sense, but what she said all of a sudden now that doesn't make sense because it's not what people want to hear.
Yeah, it's because you're dating that white dude too.
But
That's why.
then they're like, oh, she's dating this white man, but Lonnie Love's dated black men all her life.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first white man she's ever dated, she said. And people are like dragging her, but I'm sitting here like, but did you really listen to what she's saying? Or Are you just jumping on the bandwagon because everyone else is mad? Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand? Because what she
What
honestly
was
said,
the slavery comment she made?
what
Because
she said was, I don't speak for the black community, but I do think that a lot of black men, they really don't know how to have true, faithful relationships. They think because they have money, they have power, that they treat women any kind of way.
hmm,
And then she said, um, no, it's not across the board because of what is happening. That is that we are still dealing with the point of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
We are descendants of slavery, and because of our families, we're broken up, and we still do not have an idea of how to have togetherness because our families were broken up. But when people talk about the hood, the ghetto stuff, and how people act, there's always bringing up how it comes from slavery. It comes from our days of slavery and how we used to do this and that. So I'm saying, but how does that make sense? But what she's saying, how come that makes no sense at all? If
hmm,
like, how come everything that when someone says something a little unorthodox and you don't sit there to listen, it doesn't make sense. But now, oh, a person acts terrible in the hood and they be doing all this other stuff because of the days of slavery, and that's why they can't be around white people. I'm like, that's kind of a silly statement to hold on to and claim.
But people probably getting mad at what she's saying because they outside looking in and they only focused on, oh, she's dating a white guy.
hmm.
Right. And I'm sitting here thinking like, but she's not 20 years old. Lonnie Love is almost 50.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's had plenty of experience with black men in in different decades. So how come she doesn't have a point of view? How come she can't share her experience and say this is how I feel on why this and that happens? Because yeah, everyone cheats, but if you know mostly black people, you're gonna say yeah, because most of my boyfriends did cheat on me, or yeah, because I have a lot of girlfriends and most of us been cheated on.
Yeah, I
And
I
cheating
expect that to
I
cheating is
mean,
happen.
different. All different types of cheating.
Yeah.
It could be
yeah.
talking on the phone. It could be texting, sexting. It could be a slight kiss. Not everything has to be sexual. So it's like there's different types of cheating. But I think she has. I mean, she can. I feel like she has a valid point on what she could be saying because I know damn well when I'm out here dating my Japanese or my Arab man and I make a comment about the black community, ain't nobody gonna be fucking telling me shit about well, I don't know nothing because I'm dating a Japanese guy and I'm living in New York City in Soho. What does that have to do with anything? I know black.
Yeah, but the difference is you're not a coon, so you can talk about it. No, you're not. You're not over here slandering black men. Talking about, well, I'm dating Japanese men because black men ain't shit. You're not doing that. You're just, dating to
Well,
date.
true.
So
Hmm.
that's the people I have an issue with. The people that
You
just
mean to?
slander because they're dating other races.
But I
And
mean,
also
but
as
it
a
was a
person where
top.
people,
But she didn't just say it out of nowhere. I think it was a top. Not I think it was a topic
Yes.
Mhm.
about black men cheating a lot, and it's like all race cheat, but the topic was on black men
Black
though,
men, right.
and mm, I don't even know what
Yeah.
else to say.
Yeah,
Um.
I just feel like it's just
And
a double edged sword. It's hard either way because when you bring up the topic of black anything, it's either you wrong or you right or
Right.
nobody agrees. So it's
I
just
mean, I
like,
feel
oh
like that's a
shit.
lot of things nowadays. Might I remember growing up, you didn't like something, it was like it's okay. It was that. But nowadays, you say something's not okay or just not my speed, it's oh you hating.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
don't like something today, then you're the cause of genocide.
like I and I know everybody thing is based off perspective. One thing I try to do is look outside my perspective, but that's just because some of the way I was raised. And when but I have talked to some black women before who say I remember a few saying, "Oh, they are better," but then I'm like, "Why you didn't get married to the first one you met?" Because they're still pieces. Because white man, Hispanic man, whoever, whoever they are, they still some piece of shit or non-favorite. I'm not gonna, because then cheating don't mean they a piece of shit, but just some non-faithful or loyal men or women in any way you look at it. But everybody thinks is based off perspective. And like I said, talking to some of these black women, they're like, oh, they treat you better. But it's the conversations that they have that say, oh, this treat that. From what I take it is that some of these black women have better conversations. When they had conversation with men, they feel more accepted than what they like is not the typical norm of the black community.
Now I can understand that, but if you didn't realize
Yeah,
you dated Tyrone 8 times,
but no,
then
it's not even that. But it's not even Tyrone 8 times. It could be somebody, like what you say about your thing about dating, right, Mark? Somebody else said that it's like, oh, he sounds selfish, but we know you're not a selfish guy. It's just the way you date sounds like, yeah, it could be assholeless in a way because it's like you say, I'm waiting to see, make sure I get some return on my investment, and someone can be like, what investment did you put in to get a return?
right. But I'm just
So,
saying, you know how people be like,
mm,
oh, I'm not, I don't, when I date outside of my race or talk to this particular person here, he talks to me like I'm human. He doesn't make me feel worthless, and this and that. But they not even some don't even realize that they talk to the same type of guy
yeah, but
previously.
some of that's because some guys lie. They lie to get their way in. It's so many. I just saw today some dude say I'm tired of being myself because all it does is end me up in the friend zone. I'm I'm too nice or something.
But that's sad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's a him issue. That ain't got nothing to do with you.
no, I'm just saying. But I need a lot of dudes who just lie because it's like I can't go chicken just tell them I'm trying to have sex. You can lick me, so I got to lie my way into it. Then I got one friend, not him, but he tell me about friends he knows. They get a joy of just going in women's lives and making chaos and lie their way into it. Some
Manipulation.
yeah, there's a lot of
Damn, all of them
manipulation.
black.
Most of his friends are black, so
God damn.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, it's like you said. It's like you said. It's proximity. If you live in an area where there's a lot of black men and you date black men, you're gonna get hurt by black men. I'm pretty sure the same thing happens to white women that date white men, Chinese women that date Chinese men. It's just proximity. That's that whole black on black crime shit again.
There's 2 billion people in China. I'm pretty sure someone been cheating.
Shut the fuck up, man.
I'm just saying, it was like it's a lot of family in there. I mean, Genghis Khan did have sex with everyone's wives before they fucking had child before. So that's how he kept his lineage. He was fucking everybody else's wives.
He overexpanded his lineage. This shit.
Yeah. So that's insane. And I also want to interject that there was a lot of things that they don't talk about how Adrienne Bailon, I know she got married now, but I still call her Adrienne Bailon. She was talking about, she was trying to like tell people that she thinks there's more across the board, but I think like you said, if it's on people's perspective, I'm pretty sure Adrienne Bailon gets what's the word I'm looking for? Gets play from like races from every man, probably because of her being Latina. And I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but I don't see a lot of people like pursuing Lonnie Love, and she's been around since Comic View days. Like it's not like this is her first time on TV. She's been on TV, but I'm pretty sure like she's not been uh uh accustomed by like she said, it was her first white man. So I'm pretty sure not a lot of different races had came at her like wanted to holler at her. And another thing, Amanda Seales was she was talking about how there was like relationships in the 60s and before welfare hit where there was families in the home and we like people had like fathers and all that stuff, so you could like see how a functioning black relationship would how it will help influence a healthy home and how you're supposed to treat a woman because there was fathers in there that that treated their women right. You have a idea of how to treat your woman right, so there's a lot of things that she was talking about how there's a lot of things that go on. So like you know how welfare done fuck the black community up, and like how the single mothers rate done rise now, and it's probably like the highest since it's been. So there's a lot of things that intertwine that. So I'm not. What I want to say is I'm not really angry at what Lonnie Love says, but I feel like um other than I don't know if I just blame slavery on this because even in slavery days, slaves were still getting married,
I was just
and
about to bring that up.
slaves was still getting married in the slavery days, and like we also forget that how the white man used to come in and then just rape the black women and all that other stuff. So that would that would kind of fuck up a lot of people psychologically. So go ahead, Father. I just wanted to put that in, interject that in.
Yeah. I was just gonna point out that like the only reason why I slightly disagreed with the racism shit is because slaves were still getting married, and the slave masters would literally rape black women, and also another thing that they'll do is they'll like what's it called? They'll like beat like the biggest slave to basically making an example. Like if you try anything, we beat the biggest and the strongest of you. So y'all smaller ones is not gonna have a chance. And because of that, and not only that, they had breeding farms and a lot of like really really decrepit shit that they was doing. So and then when you come from that type of lineage, and when you come from that type of history without like any therapy, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people that's gonna be fucked up. That's not really, and we're not using that to excuse it, but this is trauma that's never been healed. So probably you're gonna have a lot of brothers with like commitment issues, probably, there's gonna be dudes with single moms and they single moms wasn't shit. So, he ain't gonna be shit either. He's gonna be soiling his roots and shit. Cause there's a lot, and I feel like this is a topic that's never talked about. There is a lot of older generation women that were single mothers that was not shit. And I feel like that is never something we talk about.
Do you want to talk about it?
Another episode.
I was about to say because I said it's a slow news week, so it's not like it's nothing much in terms of this. But
we can definitely talk about it in this podcast. But I'm just saying that's the introduction I want to make. There's a lot of ancient ass older generation women that raise their sons to be the type of person their daughters would never want to, that the other person's daughter will never want to get with, and then they're the ones that be causing all the pain. And then I know Mark, because you be seeing that shit on Maury's show and shit. It's usually the moms that be like, "That ain't this baby, that ain't his child." I know you've seen that shit. That
Yep.
is like very common,
Yeah.
or it's more common than we think.
Yeah. Or you have the mom on the Maury show that doesn't want the guy to be the dad.
That's like, ugh.
Tony, you want to say something?
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff do exist. There's all types of people out there.
No, but another thing about that is, even when you had men who was being locked up, like we had the 94 crime bill and stuff like that. Even before that, we had crack in the black community and stuff like that. The main thing for black families back then was to survive, because they were economically castrated. They didn't have access to wealth. Like, there was a lot of things that they did not get that other people got. even if they did even if they did 3 times the work, they never got their shit. So to come up during those times was very very difficult. Like single mothers will be working 2 jobs and they're not making enough money to even pay the rent half the time. So it's like there's so much there's just so much like that does to you, and it takes a toll, and you end up like putting that out on your kids, especially the single mothers that got like 2 3 kids and they're raising them all on their own because either the father locked up or he ain't shit because he's been like psychologically damaged by white supremacy in the country. Like, it's deep, and people don't realize how deep it is. So when people make those type of generalizations about how, oh, black men don't raise their kids or black women, all they do is get on welfare. Understand that shit was done by design. Like it's not just something that, oh, this y'all just inherently this way. It was designed for them to be this way. But what we have to take accountability is that even with the education that we got to get ourselves out of there, a lot of us like the dependency of white supremacy. So a lot of them stayed in their lane and just remained ignorant, willfully ignorant about this shit, and just kept doing it. And then you have what we have in this situation today. You got sissy ass black dudes that don't want to do anything or be shit except be a football player or a rapper or whatever and just be dumb as hell. And then you got certain types of women that think because they can get a job that can elevate them that they don't need black men anymore, or they say black men are the weakest link, and they use that to propel themselves into more coonery by either dating out another ways while slandering the black man, or having children and instilling in the values that absolutely have nothing to do with the progression of the community. That's just what it is.
And let's not, yeah. Speaking on that, because there's also things that I've noticed, like there are laws that not only like if you like catch a felony, like there's things that will hinder a black man. Like it's hard to get good paying jobs if you have a felony. Like I've seen a lot of you've seen a lot of times with dudes even when they get out of jail they try to go get jobs and interview, but because they have something on a criminal record, it's either harder for them to get a job or they got to get a job that's like barely making minimum wage, and they have to try to use that to um try to make ends meet. And some of them, when they don't get jobs, they'll do something like go back into like the life of crime, or selling drugs and all that other stuff. So now we could now the thing is, this is why I feel like we should harp on a lot of things like every other race does. It's like they have their own things where you could come to our peoples and we could help each other out. Much like how the Black Panthers was trying to do with theirs, and other people, like how Killer Mike is now trying to like make jobs for people now. So hopefully we get to that type of area where we don't have to like harp on other people to like help us out. Like we could just come to our own and help us out. Anybody else got anything to say before we move on?
I guess that's a no.
Yeah, I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Did he disconnect? Did he get disconnected?
Oh, Ray got kicked out. Oh, okay.
No, he got disconnected. I don't even know what the next topic is.
No, Tony has something to add to the one we were talking about now.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can go ahead. I can't hear him though for whatever reason.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Is he getting bodied again?
I hear you.
Hold on.
I'm
Yeah,
back on.
I think something was wrong with Wallace's headset.
All right.
Yeah.
Our next topic is basically like I guess we're like since we're staying on this, and there's a I've always like I've talked about this a lot that there's like a gap between and especially in the black community between black men and black women,
Hmm.
and I
There's a
was
gap between all of us, just not. I think black women, black men.
is
The young and the old, the LGBTQ and the straight, all of it. There's a gap somewhere in misunderstanding and a lot of people not wanting to talk about it.
so yeah, basically. Correct. Yeah, I agree. So my whole question was, what is it going to take for us to like finally bridge the gap? Because I feel like just placing the, because I feel like what a lot of people do, they'll place the blame on other people, and then I feel
Hmm.
like the other people just, well, it's not our fault. It's this, and this, and it just becomes a blame game, and I feel like nothing gets done. So obviously, like telling people, like like me and Wallace say this to like telling people to take accountability. I feel like it's just isn't enough because one, I think a lot of people know that, and two, I think there's a lot of people that do good but doesn't get recognized. And then I feel like everybody focus on like I would say the little that people do bad, and that gets ballooned into something bigger than it usually is. So
I forgot. I think it was something. Somebody I saw a friend made a status today, and it's something about the little things are blown up. Negative people for some reason is blown up. We, for some reason, as humans, all of us thrive on negativity, and we let that eat it as more than positive. And sometimes I think it's because of that default thing. Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. And so when people are not doing what they're supposed to, it's taken to it's like, oh, and we focus on that. Like, how can you when it's not the standard's supposed to be doing good, but you live below the standard, and now it's blown up because you're
Oh,
not
that's
living up
that.
there.
I think what you're referring to is that whole bare minimum shit,
Mhm.
where it
Yeah,
like they'll refer to it as, well, you're supposed to do that. You don't
yeah,
get
yeah.
cookies for that. And to that, I say, okay, so then why is there a Mother's Day? Why is there a Father's Day?
Mhm.
Why do we celebrate that then? If you have a child, then you're supposed to take care of the child, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you would by that logic you would call that bare minimum? So why do we celebrate those holidays? And not
Oh,
only that, why do
I
we
thought
put more
Mother's Day and
emphasis on
Father's
Mother's
Day
Day than Father's Day?
was to make the child give the parent a gift.
No, it's supposed to be in celebration of your parents,
Oh,
but
I thought that was a
like
day
I
for.
said,
Oh, I never really knew the meaning of that of either one. I thought it was just the day you give them a gift.
I mean,
no,
that could be. I mean, it's a love language, so you could give a gift if you wanted to, depending. But yeah, but that day was just to recognize, mothers on Mother's Day and fathers on Father's Day, for just doing what they do. And I think that's important to like even if you do what you're supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? It's good to get recognized, or it's good to
yeah.
get people to say, "Oh, you're doing a good job." We see you
Mhm.
because like maybe who's to say that's the reason why you're doing bad because you don't get that recognition, or like let's say, oh bruh, like you got a
But
really good job and you work and you provided for your family, but the one time you mess up, that's all everyone ever wants to talk about. So what the fuck is the
mhm,
point of doing good then?
just like you said, that giving is a love language, words of affirmation. Also, some people want to hear that, and sometimes you need to hear that. Even when you're doing good, you just need to know somebody see that you're doing good, that you're at least doing more than just trying. You're actually doing, and people don't get credit for that either.
Exactly. That's why I hate that when people like bring up that whole you're doing the bare minimum shit. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Because
I
you're
think
probably
that
the type of person, if I insulted you right now, you'd cry. If I roasted your shit right now, you probably cry. So don't tell nobody that they're doing the bare minimum. Shut the fuck up.
we shouldn't. I also hear this. Oh, we shouldn't celebrate people for being normal. But I'm like, what else is there for them? I mean, it don't. It's weird to me. I don't know. Like,
And even then, like you can it's not even really a celebration. If I tell you you're doing good, it's just me acknowledging that you're doing good, or it's just me acknowledging what you're doing. It doesn't have to be this whole throw a parade. He made
yeah,
it out for work today. Yay. Oh shit. He bought
Mhm.
his baby diapers. Oh my god! Like, ain't no one's trying to do that. But like, you could like, for example, on Instagram, there's a pages that celebrate Black fathers, right? Because there's that narrative and that stigma that Black men don't take care of their kids. So that's a page where they're literally changing that narrative, right? And they got a
Yeah.
whole bunch of followers. People know this shit exists. People know that there's men that don't cheat. People know that there's women that love Black men and want to see them thrive. People know
Mhm.
that shit is out there. And it's like you said, the reason why they don't bring that out is because we always love to focus on the negative, because the negative that brings out drama, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're just, for some reason, we just love that shit.
Yeah,
So
Snoop Dogg show got canceled after 2 seasons because there was no drama. He let his wife be the disciplinarian, and if he needed to step in, he'd step in. But since there was no always conflict there, they canceled the show.
yeah, it was like that show was actually very positive, and it showed
Mm.
like the positive dynamic of a Black family, and they don't
Well,
want to see that shit. They always
well, we
want to see,
got love and hip hop because people like to gossip about people
yeah,
they don't even know.
yeah, and I mean, okay, I understand it's entertaining. Like, I even fall victim to that. One of my favorite shows of all time is Bad Girls Club. I fucking love that show, but
Hey.
but like but the difference is I'm not watching it to say, to use examples like, oh, women ain't shit because
Mm.
Bad Girls Club exists, so all of y'all ain't shit. I'm doing it because, hey, this is what they advertised. Okay, I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna be entertained, and then I'm gonna go my own way.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
know.
using it to,
It's entertaining, yeah. But
yeah.
the other thing about the Black community is that, like, we talk about making progression, we talk about building, but we need to accept all Black people, gay,
Hmm.
straight, all of them. Because the minute we talk about building, the minute someone says, "Oh, okay, I have a plan," it's like, okay, cool. But then, like, oh wait, are you gay? And they're like, well, yeah. And they're like, oh, we can't build with you because you're going to hell. So
Not they don't they not even on that for most of the time when it's about the LGBT that group. I hate trying to say it because I always stumble, but when we talk about that community of black people, it's I'll usually hear it's agenda. They trying to emasculate the men, but people that
Which
say this,
is, yeah, yeah, I
the
see what
people
you
that
mean.
say this, but the people who say this don't look at things, don't look at statistics. Only 4% of people in the well, I think what is America. I'm not even sure it
Yeah,
was the
it's
world, but
America.
4% of the people in America openly identify that. I'm sure the number's a little higher for because but people have to be in the cause because they're not trying to be criticized. I think me and Xavier was on the status today. It was about little boys doing ballet and somehow it was emasculating them, and there was a bunch of dudes in there talking about, oh, me and my sons can do my son's, my son gonna play. It was a hard no for me. Nah, my son, me and him do Muay Thai. It's a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, but statistically, people who play these sports, they be these excellent so-called sports, it be MMA, be whatever. Statistically, there's going to be somebody gaining it. So, and they're probably one of your favorite athletes, but he's not gonna come out because as soon as you see it, you're like, oh, that's not right. Fuck him.
yeah, that's what
But
I'm saying. Like, we can't even
mhm.
accept all of our people. So how can we build if everybody not included?
And the thing is, yeah.
The Asians don't care about this stuff over here. Like in Japan, yeah, sure, they get shunned for being gay, absolutely, over there in Japan. But over here, they like, man, fuck it, we trying to build and thrive. Like, who cares if you're gay? Like,
Mhm.
that's why there's a Chinatown in every major metropolitan city in America for the most part. There is
I
no
mean,
there, there's no black town. There's no cornbread corner. No nothing like that for us. We don't have no shit like
Cornbread
I'm
that.
about to
corn.
make that I'm about to make that a thing. Cornbread corn.
Like
No, but
we don't have that.
some of it we don't have the. I don't want to say some of it, but some of it people don't have the resources. Like you say that, Mark, and I thought about it. Like there's a realtor investment course that I want to
Hmm.
take once I'm able to save up the nice little money to take it.
Right.
And I think about buying a land, if I buy some land or some buildings, I want to put in a black veterinarian clinic, a doctor's clinic, all
Hmm.
that, and being pro black. I mean, I absolutely defend everybody, even with things I don't agree on. I'm gonna defend you. Dude, we got friends like you're not gonna agree with all your friends. We all here argue about some of the silliest things sometimes, or the serious things. But people think as soon as you don't collide on the same mindset, oh, we not what we want. I think what Killer Mike said, we need to come together, regardless of how we think, and remember, what we do have to be for us.
Right.
But some of the problem is, some people don't believe it, but as I got older, I started to see why people say desegregation hurt us, because people don't stand up what they can anymore. Like back in them days when we had our own spaces, your boss was right there next to you protesting. Here, you don't know if your boss gonna be there protesting, so people like, oh, I got bills to pay. Your landlord was probably out there protesting with you, and that's the difference. We don't have the unity because it's not really in one place anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kind of thank God the way I grew up, because like I know like there's a lot of division among black Americans, but at least in
Mm.
like African community, more specifically the Ghanaian community in which I'm a part of, they have a very village mentality. So like it's to the point where it could be a total stranger, but if you find out that person's Ghanaian, it's unto your uncle immediately, and you will know the person. You know that person a day in your life. But it's that village mentality. We believe that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we have a child and it grows up in the community, it becomes a child of the community. So if that child is like acting out of order, your neighbor can see that and then be like, hey, that's bad.
That's another
Discipline the
thing you
child,
start.
shit like that.
There's
So
things we used to have in the black community. My bad for cutting you off, Wallace, but you just reminded me. Hearing my grandparents speak up, grow up was. I'm not saying that we gotta go back to the whooping you getting whooping from your
yeah,
teachers,
yeah,
but we need that thing of respect where it's like, I had people like, oh, don't talk to, the thing of stop, don't talk to my kid and all that. Don't be telling my kid that I got them, And I see some people stories of people defending their kids even when they're wrong, but it's like we don't have that no more either. The village mentality. That's wrong. Hey, I'm gonna tell they knew you. They knew your mother. Like stories of. I learned that my grandfather and my grandmother kind of grew up in the same place together. You know what I'm saying? Like they knew each other since they was small,
Mm-hmm.
and they had that. My grandfather, his friend, father taught him. They used to box. They learned to box from one of his friend's father in the backyard, and I only learned about it because my grandmother said he beat the dude up one time. That's, but there's things we don't have no more. People just don't. And I think it's another stereotype that we put on ourselves that, oh, black people just looking for a handout. And we fall into the stereotypes that is breeded to us, that is fed to us too about our own. When you try to tell people they don't exist, they fight you on it.
but black people, we just. I think that's like our default. We just fight. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's a microaggression, we've been literally programmed to just like fight. You know what I mean? It could be something real
Mm.
small and shit like that. And that's like the first thing that we kind of want to do. And it's very evident when you go to places where it's like
Mm.
predominantly black. Like you'll see that a lot.
You know
And
what? Go
it's
ahead.
just I don't even know how to explain it. It's like we know why these things happen. Like we know like the
Because they kind of
context,
inbred it
but
into
yeah, but to actually fix it, I think it's going to require more than just talk or just action. I think it's a spiritual issue. I think we need
like,
and not spiritual in like in terms of like church and religion,
yeah, I know.
but like actually getting to knowing thyself, and like actually knowing who you are, where you come from, and having that foundation. So that's why a lot of people in the Pan-African movement tell y'all need to go back to Africa. Like, bruh, like y'all need to go back, because the shit that y'all being taught here and the self-image that you have here is literally killing you.
You
You know what
know,
I mean? So if you go
Wallace.
empower
Hold
yourself
up,
over
hold up,
there,
hold on a second, hold on a second, hold on. Tony wanted to speak. Oh, go ahead, Tony.
Hello, you there?
I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either if he's talking.
Oh, hold on. I think he was typing me something. He was saying also religion. He was like religion. I think a lot of people in church believe that Christian, or if you do not believe in God, you don't belong.
Mm,
That also about how the churches make money but don't really help their people. I remember it's like Umar Johnson saying something about that. How like
mm,
we put all this money in the church, but where does it go? It goes into and he was talking about how it goes into the white banks and all that, but it really never goes back into the black community like it should.
mm.
That's very true.
Um,
But yeah, that's but like as I was saying, that's why there's a lot of like groups that like advocate like black people, more specifically Black Americans, and them going back to Africa, not to like you know, not to go and stay there or nothing, but like just know where you come from, or do an ancestry, like know where you come from so you can know where you're going, that type shit.
well, as I think some of that aggression that always come back is the way we raise, is the way we raise in certain community. Don't talk back, fix your face. And is the hostility is passed down when one person is teaching their kid to the next. Is that the way we do our try to get our kids to respect authority, which is most of the time is by aggression. And I think that's one of the reasons why we always got aggression. Like, I started thinking about it. It's things like somebody hit you, you hit them back. And I think that's like one of the first things you hear when you like four. Somebody hit you, you hit them back. And that just gets all, starts to go on all things, or who you talking to? Who the fuck you think, things like that start to program us into doing it. And I think God for my aunt that passed last year, my aunt, and a teacher that me and Ray had in Largo, who started telling me, you gotta stop trying to always go hard, because that's how you end up in the early grades. You it's not, we gotta stop teaching the kids about, oh, don't be a punk, what I'm saying, or don't be a punk, or and things like that. I've and just like sometimes it's walk away from the situation, and it's hard to be the bigger person, but it's things like that we got to start teaching kids when they're younger. We always teaching hit back. Don't let nobody just walk all over you. And it's not there's a I think we don't realize the difference of walking all over you and just a microaggression that a person's trying to get a rise out of you. If that makes sense, what I'm saying.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Don't let them punk
I
you.
also
Things like that.
uh, because I also wanted to talk about and Phil kind of touched on it a little bit the
And being
effeminate.
petty.
Huh? Did you hear me?
I don't think he can hear you.
Who?
Can you hear Ray?
No.
Yeah, that's why.
You can't hear me. Okay. Anyway, I wanted because Phil touched on it. It was talking about the feminization of the black man, and I did want to talk about that because there's a lot of things that been in the news, like the boys can be princesses too, and the whole. I saw the whole thing about black boys in
Are they
ballet.
talking?
Personally, let me talk about the black boys in ballet thing.
Okay, not hear.
Ballet is fucking hard. Let's not bullshit nothing. Ballet is fucking hard, and if anybody knows how like much endurance it takes to do fucking ballet and do all them like twirls and jumps and all the other stuff, like you will understand like ballet is fucking hard. Let's talk about
Yeah,
that.
I did ballet for 2 months when I was a kid, just for like a show. The shit was hard. I never did
Yeah,
it again.
ballet. Yeah, that's why I used to tell people all the time. Ballet is fucking hard.
It's really hard.
I think a lot of those men in there, like even though it's like not needed, you could have just congratulated. But I feel like a lot of those people is like if it's not your tea, it's not your tea. But you ain't gotta like shit on the boys doing ballet either. That's how I felt about that. I feel like they were saying it's not my tea, but where they was going overboard is saying, "Oh, my son do Muay Thai is just fine." It's like that's okay, that's fine, but it's not about them. It's about these boys doing ballet. And,
Yeah, but
that's what-
ain't yeah, but don't a lot of athletes do ballet? Like a lot of wide receivers do that to improve on their
yeah,
game when they catch the ball.
Yeah, especially like running backs. It's like if you wanted to work on even boxing, if you wanted to work on your footwork, they take people to go. They'll tell people to do ballet. But the thing was, a lot of those black men that was in there, they was just like, oh no, nah. They was just like cutting it off, like, oh no, nah. They wasn't saying like ballet helped my son get better in boxing. If they said that, then nobody would have had a problem with it. Like, but they was like, oh nah, thanks, but that's a hard no for me. Some people, if you just said that's cool, that'd have been it. But you ain't got to, like I said, you ain't got to downsell it. Now, I will say this about boys being princesses too, and this is coming from a very shallow place. It's like I don't trust the organization. I don't care if your kid wants to wear a dress, but it's something about that organization I don't trust. Like, because I've always said we should show men in more, like there's more than just the macho type and all that other stuff. You should show men that are intelligent. You should show men in fashion. You should show men like to me, it's all manhood in one thing, but something about that. But I also said this about the organization. It's something about that organization I just don't. But I don't have full research on it, so I'm not going to harp on it. But I think, and another thing about people talking about the feminization of black men, they like to blame homosexuality. I've always disagreed with that because they're still men. Like even like in a homosexuality, people in the LGBT community, you have your alphas and you have your betas. Just like people in the straight community, you have your alphas, you have your betas. There's like people there are black men that are gay that just act like regular black dudes. You wouldn't know they're gay unless they told you. And then you got people like people we know in AI. They're like they like women, but they're just like really feminine, or they just kind of like have more of a feminine touch to them and all that other stuff. They may not be gay, but they got more of a feminine touch to them. It's to me, I feel like the people who are really trying to feminize black men, I feel like, and not to sound like prejudice, but I feel like white men, because I feel like a lot of people just fear because I think we can all admit we like black people, we have these like faces like don't fuck with us. Like we have this intimidating faces like don't fuck with us, even when we're not trying to. So like I've been in elevators where white women don't clench their purse. And this is just me. I smile when every time a white woman clench her purse because but that's just me. But it makes I swear to God, it makes me happy when white men because he knows I'm intimidated. But I think because I feel like they try to soften us up because they fear us. So I feel like instead of like them showing a light to where like, oh, we could be people too, they try to show lights where either we're just too macho or like we're too intimidating or we're just like a bunch of dumb Negroes that really don't know no better. So it's just like, oh, they're not intimidating, they're stupid. That's it's like that's why I feel like the minstrel shows and all the people doing blackface, they was trying to project people as dumb idiots that just like chicken and watermelon and all that other stuff. Because they're trying to like, if I laugh at, because most people, if you laugh at somebody, it takes the fear out of them, and like they're not going to look at you as a threat no more. So that's why I feel like the word effeminization, I feel like that's what they're trying to do to black men. And I feel like gay people have been getting a rap for it for a long time. But like I said before, gay people, there's some gay people I know that will fuck you up, especially in DC. There are gay people there here that will fuck you up and beat your ass. But a lot of people don't know that. So
I think in today's time, people know.
Yeah, today's time people know.
2020. Oh, you call me a faggot on the train. Put your shit down. Cause we about to go back and forth. And if you want to square the fuck up, we can square the fuck up.
Matter of fact,
we're not playing that shit.
Matter of fact, Xavier, you're a perfect example. Remember the time we
No.
Hear me out. Remember when we was at the mall, right? And you wanted to return something, and the little white woman came came up and asked her for something,
Whoa.
and you just kind of like walked up on her.
Wait,
I don't know.
what?
If you
Wait, what happened?
remember that, like we was. I think he was trying to return stuff or like
No, I think
something,
we was just, I think
and
we
we
was
was
just
at the
stopping.
mall, right? And this little white woman, she was asking us for help, and then you came up out of nowhere, and you kind of like walked up, but you did it very gracefully. But at the same time, when she looked at you, you like all 6 feet and shit, and she got intimidating. I saw the fear in that little white woman's eyes. It's like, and I feel like, and like I said, that, and I told you this. I said, "Yo, I think you put fear in that girl's eyes because she
Oh
didn't know."
yes, because you told me. Oh yeah, in Banana Republic, because they was acting like they didn't want to help y'all.
Yeah,
I
Oh
remember that. It was he
yeah.
y'all
wasn't
was there.
returning
That was saying y'all
nothing.
was there for
Yeah.
this.
I know you was talking
Yeah,
about, but he wasn't returning nothing. That's what threw me off for a quick second.
Yeah.
and yeah, because I was like, y'all not gonna play with me and my friends and disrespect them. Where's your manager?
But see,
And
what you
then he
forgot to
cussed out that
mention,
security guard in the other store.
what you
Oh
forgot
yes,
to
and I
mention,
called
Raven,
them
was
out.
what you forgot to mention was how Xavier did it too, because the way Xavier did it, he was looking at something and he just put whatever he was looking at back on that clothes rack and just slid in her face, and she was just like, "Oh,
I wanted to laugh out loud. I'm not gonna lie.
right."
I wanted to bust
I
out
think
laughing.
Xavier forget how tall he is sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Xavier stands very straight, so he looks taller than what he is. Like he's tall, but like he's taller because he has posture. So when he slid up on her, it was like a snake standing up straight, and she just did not know
I cannot.
what to do. That's why she was scared. She was just
Oh
like,
god.
"Oh hell no, who is this?"
Well,
Mm.
I wanted to talk about the whole dress, the boys can be princess stuff too,
Go
You
ahead. Go
talking about
ahead.
that
because
illustration? I hated
yeah,
it.
because as everyone knows, I'm gay. I know, shocking. And
God.
I
I
grew
need
up.
that Wendy Williams sound.
I know, right? Da, da, da. Yes. Um, I grew up with this girl. Their family was Jewish, and she had dresses all in her box in her bedroom. And we used to dress up as all the Disney princesses.
Oh,
And we used to descend down her parents' steps, and we'll give them a show like with a present. And her mother and her father were like, "Oh, you guys look amazing! Oh, you guys look this, you guys look that," and it was nothing to it. I don't want to wear a dress out and about, but we're having fun. We're in character. I'm in
Mm.
mode. I'm Jasmine right now. Then I'm gonna be Cinderella. I'm just in my mode, and then I'm gonna put my jeans on and go home and play my Tomb Raider. People take stuff too serious because, like they said, we're just playing and we know the difference. It's just that we want to do it too. Because I don't understand why is it women can do all that stuff. They can do anything they want. And it's like when a boy wants to do a thing that's slightly feminine, it's like hell no. Hell
Mm.
yep,
no. Hell
yep,
no. And then just because they're putting it out there to be accepting, no one is throwing nothing in your damn face.
Right.
Because like they
That's,
said, if I don't do it in front of you, I'm gonna do it behind your back. I would be in my bedroom with my towel wrapped around me like it's a dress and I'm posing like I'm Posh Spice
mm.
because I don't want my parents. And it's not like my parents like shame me for doing that, but you just know from comments of other people and what you see, which is why it's very important to watch what you say around people and your kids. Is like I know, I'm really not supposed to do that, but I love Posh Spice and she wears the mini dress. So I'm like just posing as her, while I'm listening to my music. And
mm,
mind you, I'm young as hell, and I know exactly what I'm doing. Like we know what we're doing. We're not confused. No one forced nothing on me. I don't have no gay siblings. I have one older sister
I
who's 10 years older than me. Okay? No one influenced me. And
mm,
that's what I said the last time. And I'm tired of people saying that. Okay,
mhm.
yeah, they made a thing saying, okay, for us that we can be princesses. Yeah, because if these damn little girls can be construction workers and football players and all this other stuff, why can't we get in touch with our feminine side? Trust me, out of all the little boys, Out of like 100, maybe 10 to 15 might want to do it.
Hmm.
Okay, it ain't that many, and
I
it's
heard about, but you know, the add to what you said, X, is I heard about there are people who actually drag queens who are actually straight men.
yeah, I heard about that too. I was shocked actually. I was like, what?
Hmm.
I was really
That
shocked when I heard that.
I actually heard about there are straight men who are drag queens.
Yeah, and then all these people talking about something they're gonna beat the shit out the gay out of their kids for doing that, or he's gonna
Oh
get
yeah,
his
that's
whipping,
true.
or my son ain't gonna make these decisions. But I'm like, but how do you know that though? Unless you just nasty and you're gonna be rude about it. Because one thing about my mother didn't play that shit. You are not going to fucking touch me. You are not going to say shit to me. And if you don't like it, turn your motherfucking head. Because what you're not going to do is sit there and yell at me and embarrass me. Because, like, my uncle tried to grab me up and say something about me tying my towel around. Because I never liked showing my chest. I never liked, showing, like, my stomach. Because I was never, like, really skinny. I always had, like, a little flubber on me. And so I always tied the towel all the way up, like how the girls do. And he made all this comments to me. And mind you, I'm only in second grade. And my mother set it off. And my father couldn't even get a word in. Because my mother said, the next fucking time you talk some shit to my motherfucking son,
Mm.
she said, it's going to be me and you. You understand me? She said,
Was it
mind
your
your fuck.
father?
My
Was
father's
it your
brother.
okay?
My mother said, you don't fucking tell my son shit. Okay? So the fuck what? He put the goddamn towel up there. And what the fuck is that going to do? Because at the end of the day, guess what? Xavier knows how to fight like a man. My father taught me all kind of stuff that men are supposed to do. Okay, but guess what? I'm so into all that stuff. Okay, no matter what he did, there will be never be a thing that would ever turn me straight or bisexual. I would never like women. Okay, I've done karate. I've done all kind of stuff. I'm not into it. So you and your damn son might be into my tie. Okay,
My tie.
but guess what?
My tie.
After my type of practice, his boyfriend is gonna pick him up, okay, and they're gonna go to Chick-fil-A, and then you're gonna think
Mm.
that's just his best friend, but guess what? That's his actual boyfriend. Okay, like calm down, because like you said, there's plenty of gay men in the sports industry that y'all will be shook and shocked that are gay
What?
in the NFL,
What?
okay, in soccer, in
I mean,
NHL, and the
statistically just
NBA.
speaking, it's just like it's so many people playing that sport. You can't tell me all them people are straight.
It's so many.
Hmm.
And they
Mm-hmm.
will never come out because they will lose their deals and they will be dragged through the mud.
Hmm.
And that's all
Facts.
I have. That's all I have to say about that whole thing.
But that illustration, like, okay, you don't want your kid to do the princess thing. Why you had to draw it with a belt? Why you took the time to draw it in the first place? Then two, why you had to put a belt in it with a crazy?
I'm. It's something I don't. And I'm going to blame this on the black community. It is something so they are so pressed to talk about being gay. It's like, can y'all drag anybody anything else? Can y'all drag these dudes that are killing each other over some fucking Jordans? You are always wanting to drag something about gay people.
I think it goes back to black people always doing shit extra. I've always said that, like, it's a love. I always say it's a love hate thing, but like we do shit like extra when we do like when we do shit good. Like, you know how like at graduations where like they tell you not to clap, and then like their sons or their daughters go across the stage and they just start cheering. Like, that's one thing, but the whole disrespecting gay people and they like really adamant about them hating, that's also bad. I tell people you're just doing too much and it's not needed at all. So I've always blamed it on black people. For some reason, we just like doing shit extra. We don't like to keep it normal when it comes to things. And it's
Except for in this nerdy school,
huh?
they ain't extra, but shit, huh? I said except
Did you
for
say?
this art school, except for this art school I'm at, because they don't be extra worth nothing in here. I feel like I'm alone.
Y'all breaking up real bad.
Oh God.
Nah, y'all. I hear y'all just fine though. That's the thing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm coming in fine. Finally.
I don't know what's going on. I try to update my browser. It keeps saying my browser not fully supported. But then they say use Firefox, which I am using, so I don't know.
Goddamn Firefox. Damn, what was it? Also, oh yeah, I wanted to say this, but I would want to say this. There's a lot of, which is I don't have a problem with princesses movies. I just realized, is there like how many movies you know about a prince? Like they're not as like Cinderella, like they're the target to get, but like movies about a prince and him going through stuff. I was like, I only know like three
None.
princes.
Yeah.
One
Because
is coming
boy,
to America. We got Prince Hakeem. We got Prince Vegeta and the
that's
Fresh
not
Prince
what
of Bel
that
Air.
was.
Bye.
This nigga
No,
said,
I think
I'm
for
done
us,
with you.
for for little
You're fired.
boys, Ray, is it's always been a aggression type thing they do for little boys, power, and you got to be you the knight got to save the princess. We're never the prince. We're always the knight.
But you can't be black like anime and not watch Dragon Ball Z. That's a sin to people.
Uh,
Like that's the only anime you're allowed to watch.
I'm sorry.
Otherwise,
Wait. What?
I
What are we talking about?
just
no. So
No,
Ray
I
asked
think
the question that
mm,
like, or he brought up the fact that there's a lot of
yeah,
princess
princess
movies, and there's a
movies.
lot of stuff about princesses, but never really anything about princes.
All right.
Mm.
hmm
Then I brought up the fact that it's more about for boys because the little things I saw like in classes or just on the internet about when they target towards boys is always about the aggression side, the power. That's why He-Man is swell. You know what? And somebody pointed out
I know.
some
I was about to say. I know we have a lot of superhero movies, and I guess that's
I'm talking
because
about. I'm not even
but
talking about just superhero movies. I'm talking about all of look up. Boys shows always been about action, explosions, and even I mean not even here just in America, but Shonen Jump geared towards little boy.
Hyper masculinity.
Mm,
Because I mean, what main character do you know that's like basically what is considered a punk?
mm.
Gohan.
He
You know what I
answered way
mean.
too quick.
You know what I mean. Where
uh,
I
the
know what you mean.
guy is
I know what you
not.
mean.
Yeah, like he's like the main character. Like he's just not the most masculine, and you know the girl. It's girls that could be saving him from something, or
Mm,
just not the norm.
yeah.
yeah,
I
it's a
know
few.
Black
It's a
Lagoon was
few
kind of like
anime
that.
like that, but it's not many.
Mm,
Yeah,
That's
it's a
that
few of
anime
them.
Black Lagoon. It was kind of like that.
Like
Also, Tenchi Muyo, because everybody like I would say a bit Tenchi Muyo because like I remember Ryoga was a space pirate. Ayaka, especially Tenchi in Tokyo, because a lot of the women was doing more of the saving than Tenchi was. Tenchi was just trying to go to school and
yeah,
shit, while like Ryoko and them, and then was like a space pirate. Ayaka was like a princess, and she had powers. Fucking Mihoshi and Kiyone was cops and shit. And I would say like that, but other than that, you have a point.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
and that's why I
And I
always
think
looked
most
at.
of the other harems too.
I
But
seen
yeah, you
something
have a
that said
point.
about boy toys that they talking about playing with girl toys is gay. Look, would be gay for a little boy, but have you seen He-Man with his shirt off and all his? Got a
Yeah,
little
cause
boy.
like,
He got a
cause
little
like,
boy swinging around a muscular man. Come on, that's
Jesse's little cousin, he was playing with her little sister's toys, and they were like, kids pretending they have their own damn soap operas for these damn doll babies, and they was just talking and having a good time, and then his mom came out the room, and she told me about this, but she came out the room and like, cussed him out and took the doll away, and she was like, he can't be playing with stuff like that, but it was they talked about it. It was like it's just a toy, and clearly the little boy ain't even gay because he has a girlfriend at school that he didn't tell his mom about, and he always. So
Ooh.
I'm like, he could play with dolls. Like he know from the jump that he don't like men. He just likes playing with his little cousin with the
that's the
dolls.
thing. People sexualize kids so much. Kids don't be thinking about this stuff until
Yeah,
parents say,
kids are not thinking about that. They are trying to get their
"Hey,
they're
little soap operas
they're
on.
putting in roles.
Exactly.
mm,
Exactly.
hmm
They're in the role of the mother talking to the husband, talking to the children, or something like that. Like
hmm
I think I was playing PlayStation with somebody, and
Imagination, my God.
I remember hit on PlayStation, and I hear something in the background, it's like the dude I was playing with, his wife talking about telling their little girl, "This is for boys. This is not for girls." And something, da, 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 da. I don't know what it exactly was, but she was like, "You can't play with this," and I was like, And then me and the dude almost got into it, but I was like, "It's your kid. Don't come over here because I lit you up one." It sounded stupid.
All I know is that a lot of that stuff is just stupid to me. I'm not saying you have to go out and
Mm-hmm.
buy your child, you buy your son a doll, but it's like
Yeah.
as soon as you see them do one little thing, and it's like, oh no, oh no. I'm
I'm
like,
a shit. I
it's
was doing karate
ingrained
moves.
because
I was doing
people,
karate
a
moves.
lot of
She was
people
like,
don't think still that you're born gay. It's learned, and I still get into it with people. I'm like, bitch, you think we choose to live this life to be shunned and talked about and beat up and potentially killed? You think people are choosing
I've
that? Just like
I've
we didn't
only
choose
met
to be black. Because if I was to choose to be another race, I would have a long time ago if I knew that we were treated like this. Even though I haven't really been treated like what most people been treated like. I'm like,
mm,
no, I don't choose my skin color and I did not choose my sexuality.
the only time I ever heard of people actually saying they chose it like out their mouth like, oh, I chose this, have been women. But women don't get, but unlike men, women don't get that scrutiny. And I'm sure some
No,
bit.
at all.
I had a coworker who told me he met one guy that said it, but I was like, I ain't meet him, so I don't know.
I
I
don't.
know Antoine Dodson said it one time in a Vlad TV interview.
Sometimes they be bullshitting anyways.
Damn.
They be trying to help this propaganda. I'm like, fuck that. God, like I
I actually
always
gotta
told,
go. I was here longer than I was supposed to. I gotta get up early.
Yeah,
Go
night
ahead.
night.
It's about to be 12 o'clock. Good night.
like you thought.
Shut up, Ho. Get your education.
Shit, like I always told
Yeah,
people, I always been gay since I can remember, and I was 5 years old, and I
but
remember.
today I was talking to a chick that worked in my school today, and she said the same thing you said. She was like, I know since I was like 5.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't have to. And then they be like, "Well, have you ever had sex with a man? How do you know, bitch? Have you ever had sex with a woman? Have you ever had sex with a man? How do you know you're not gay?" Exactly. It sounds dumb. All of a sudden, now my question sounds dumb.
They hit you with that. They hit you with the nigga look. They be like,
Yeah, and then it's all of a sudden, you sound dumb. I'm like, how I sound dumb?
you sound dumb. But what
Mm.
about? That's my favorite. The deflection.
Did you choose to be straight?
Right? No.
No, no. What about
Mm.
I said,
If
what about
everybody could,
nothing?
if everybody, if it's a choice, then everybody's bisexual on the left.
And slightly people are. It's just that a lot of people suppress it because they're like, hell no, I don't want to ever do that because it's not right. But secretly, sometimes people do be looking like this one boy. He approached me on Instagram in 2014. He told me through high school he always found me attractive, and he always wanted to try something, but he's never really he never really went out there with his feelings because he's not gay. He said, but he's always been attracted to me. And
Um,
I would have never thought when I said this boy was hood, never. And I knew his brother since middle school, and I was shocked. I was like, I'm like telling him, get the hell out my damn DMs. What game you trying to play? And he was dead serious. And I was like, this is what I be talking about. I'm like, people be having feelings, but you just never know, and they're gonna play this game when they're around their friends. Of oh hell no, nah, I ain't with that bullshit. But inside they're like, okay, well this is me, and this is exactly why I'm never gonna tell my friends because look how they acting now.
mhm.
Well, this is why I say no one's gay and a straight white man because them motherfuckers be doing the
Oh,
most.
the most they what in the Marine Corps they were making up sayings and they stopped. I'm like, some white guy had to make that up. It ain't gay if you got boot bands on. It ain't gay if you got no nigga, that's gay. Stop it.
And then it'd be the main ones trying to make all these damn gay laws, and they come to find out they gay their damn self. What kind of bullshit world is this?
I forgot what TV show I watched, and I remember it. And I guess they was talking about the same thing about like these white people. He was like, "Oh, if you don't do this, you're gay," and all that other stuff. And dude walked into his apartment, and he saw these two dudes kissing, and he was like, "Yo, what the hell?" He said, "If I didn't kiss him, I was going. If I didn't kiss this dude, I was gay." He was like, "What?" He said, "Shit, I ain't want to be no girl." It's the dumbest shit ever. That's what I said. This is what I realized. Like, yo, nobody do no gay shit than more gay shit than straight white men. Yeah, they just. I remember. I think it was another one where there was like
and black football players in the locker room.
Yeah, it was another. I think it was another one where there was like it was a bachelor party or some shit like that, and they blew up these balloons, and like the only way you pop them, you got to do a sexual position to like another dude or some shit like that. And I was like, and they asked me, "Do you want to join it?" I was like, "Nah."
Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. And
yeah,
the I'm the one who's uncomfortable in those kind of situations, and the dudes be like, "I come on, X, I know you want to do this. You can bend over." I'm sitting here like, okay, for one, I'm uncomfortable.
That's
so you're the one who's kind of excited. I feel like you might be more gay than me because you're really wanting to stick me with this fucking balloon.
You know,
and it's kind of alarming right now.
I think it's always funny when you hear Xavier just go, "That's gay."
No, it is because I know exactly what Ray is talking about, and the way how they blew the balloons and you had to pop it. Yeah,
I know what he's talking about.
And I'm sitting here like, why are you so excited to hit me with this balloon?
And they be so happy to do it.
And I'm over here like trying to sit down. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable.
No, I'm just talking about when we going out and you do something. You like, nah, that's too gay for me.
Yeah, it's like I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say.
At my new school, one of my classmates gay, but a few of my classmates gay, but one is like freaking super feminine, flamboyant, and one of them he is like, this one he was slightly like, is he suspect maybe? But the answer is yes. He's like, nah, he too gay for me.
Yes.
Y'all gonna have to write like a little book or something about that because I don't understand.
That's like me, like you know Richard, my friend Richard that dates Michael.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he's too gay for me.
Okay, now I.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Now it
makes sense now. It makes sense.
Nah, because every time I see him when he's with Michael, he's always extra. Just
he extra now.
Extra.
Yeah, because I helped him bust up that bubble. He does not know how to calm it down.
Oh god.
There was I think last year for Pride Month there was someone in a rainbow dress with a rainbow fan and X with rainbow makeup and X commented on it. Nah, that's too gay. Y'all do it. X commented on it, said it's too gay, and a dom I know commented on it, said it's too gay.
No, but sometimes I'm just looking. I'm like, if we're having a gay parade, why do y'all have to come out doing the most? And y'all don't even do this on a regular. You're out here in a G-string or a Speedo.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
What is all that for?
I'm like, see, I don't want to be a pride because I'm not like prejudiced or anything. It's just those motherfuckers are weird.
It's too much. And then they be looking at me like, back up. Because I don't want your groin on me. I don't like that.
You wear little G-strings, they be having little fucking rainbow boots.
Hey, you said you almost beat up a dude for grabbing your butt in the club or something?
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there'll be times. It'd be times when some guy would like slap my butt. I'm like, don't do that. I am not one of these gay whores, okay? Back up. Back up. Like you're doing too much.
Xavier is a man of class. You do not treat him like a whore.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Jaja.
Anybody else got anything to say before we go to our final thoughts? Because I know y'all want to get off soon.
Yes, I need my coffee.
Yeah.
I got a meeting in the morning too.
Phil, did you ever do Powder Puff Day?
Powder Puff Day? No, I couldn't do it.
I did it. I'm not gonna lie, I did it.
It wasn't my forte.
But I
Oh,
did it.
Powder Puff Day! I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I did it. I wore my mom's sundress and like,
No,
but I
but I
had
like it.
cowboy
I
shoes.
think it's better when straight guys do it. 'Cause it's funnier.
Oh man, it's hilarious.
You
Because
know
y'all
what?
Like,
be
None of
y'all be
the
walking over here muscular and looking crazy, and then they be coming up to me. They're like, "Hey, boo, what's going on, Xavier?" And it be funny. It's legit funny when it's
mm,
like when if they're not trying to be disrespectful. Like it's like this is funny.
mm,
oh yeah, that's what. I mean, I enjoyed when I did it, but I know the funniest part is like me going home with my sister, and I'm in my mom's sundress in a wig, and my father, uncle in the living room, and they just look at me,
I gotta tell you
and my
something,
father,
Dad.
my father go, "Is this something you want to say to me, son?"
You like
I was
yes.
like, "It was powder puff day." I was like, "It was powder puff day." You know, men just like women, women just like men.
I'm Bruce
This, but
Jenner.
a woman called me. She said, "You an ugly bitch." I was like, I was insulted.
Ugh.
I was insulted because I thought I looked good, but other than that,
You say you're just mad because you don't got this lace front. Bye.
thank you. uh, we gonna go to our final thoughts, and we gonna start with Xavier. So you get a talk about it.
Um, Last again, happy birthday, Aliyah. Her birthday's almost over. She would have been 41 years old. Um, I'm preparing. I want to go to Katsucon. I'm definitely going to Otakon. I, but for the podcast, because I want to change the subject. Um, there's nothing really I want to touch more on the podcast. Let your kids have fun. Let them live their life. If they're not doing nothing crazy, trust me, it be boys that be doing little stuff that might seem like he might be, and he's just not. He's just having fun. Um, Trump is really going down with all this information being leaked, especially with the relief from the DOA saying that the relief was against the law for them to hold that money. There's so much stuff going on in this world. I hope everyone has a safe night.
First Black Ginger.
what was going on? I had to reset
Final
my
thoughts. Final thoughts.
final thoughts.
Yeah.
Fuck everything.
All right, nigga.
That's it. Okay, father.
All right. So here's my final thoughts. Why the fuck is it so hot in January? But I would be walking outside in my motherfucking tank top and shit, taking out the trash. It barely felt like cold. I'm like, now, here's the thing. I hate the cold. I hate winter. But I know there's just some things that shouldn't be. And it should not be motherfucking warm in January. It's just not normal. And like, this is even coming from, I'm like, all right, the world is ending. Jesus is coming back. Something's happening because it should not be this damn warm in January. All right. I'm out here with my shorts on, with my dickum down shorts on, and my tank top taking out the trash. Something's wrong. I should be bundled up with my hoodie, just, like just bundled up because it's supposed to be cold. We nearing February, and I've had more hot days than cold days. Something got to change. Y'all tripping. Y'all playing with y'all playing with Mother Nature. She gonna beat your ass. Y'all keep going on.
You know what's funny? I like when I went to go get my niece from my sister car. I was in shorts, and I was like, "Oh, I was just gonna run. I was like gonna run to the drain, then run back." I walk out. It's nice as fuck out here. It was like, and then I look at the weather. I was like, 60 degrees. This ain't be right. And you know how you like refresh the weather? I was like, oh shit, it's really 60 degrees.
You refresh the weather.
Oh my, yeah. Climate change. It's a real thing. So I don't understand people that's denying that shit. You're fucking stupid because I said this is the warmest winter I've ever been in.
Hmm.
And it's not. It's not. It's very unusual. So, and I love the winter. Um,
Ew.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's funny. It's funny because I was born in June, so should love the summer, but I love the winter. Um, I think our last word. I guess my final words are, um, the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl. I'm glad Carmelo Anthony is doing his thing, and I think as far as this podcast goes, I think a lot of people should look at. I do, like I said, I always feel like there is a feminization of black men, but do not blame homosexuality. They got nothing to do with it. They're men too. They have their shit, as we've done, like reiterated millions of times. Um, I do blame it on the white man because I feel like they fear us. Also, I hope that I say this all the time because I try to put this in the air. I hope in this decade, as a black community, we come closer as a unit and have our tangibles in order that we won't be forgotten. Because I don't know if y'all remember last week, Mark said it might not even going to be about race anymore. Probably going to be about your sexual orientation. I actually agree with him on that because I feel like there's going to be straight men that's going to be lying about being gay just to get some benefits that's not really theirs, and then just try to work on that. So that's my final thoughts. I'd like to thank the panel for coming in this week. I would like to thank y'all listening, hearing us talk our shit again. Till then, this is You Know What? Let me just say podcast, and I'm signing off. Peace.